Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. This week we take a walk in the woods. We do a final review of the Dragon Action Cam. We have a look at the amplifier that I've made. We go in the garage and have a look at some motorcycle maintenance, how I clean my chain, and have a look over the bike. So right, let's get into it. First of all, let's go for a walk in the woods. Well, hello guys, welcome back to the channel. You join me on an afternoon walk with Harvey. We're in the woods that's about 10 minutes from my house, and things are just coming alive in the woods. Bluebells, wooden enemies. See if I can get some close-up shots later for those of you that like that sort of thing. Let's swing the camera around. You know what? I'm going to have to put my short lookers on. I can't see what the screen says. I do have them somewhere. There they are. I just keep a pair of those cheap reading glasses. Then if I lose them, it's not going to be a great... Is that it? Oh well. It looks like once you're on the front facing camera, you're stuck on the front facing camera. I didn't know if there was a way of swinging between the front camera and the rear. Apparently there's not on this phone. So anyway, I'm using my phone, not the Dragon Action Cam or the Bluetooth. I just thought I'd give it a try, see what it's like. At least I can look at a screen, and hopefully what's on the screen is what's being recorded. So I'll just give you a swing round in here. There we goes. It's a disused quarry. Around here we're sandstone, sand and gravel. So we get a lot of gravel pits, sand pits, and like this, which is a sandstone quarry. Oh, I hear voices. Oh, I thought I was going to be alone today, but surprising the amount of people who was taking the opportunity to come out for a walk. I suppose I do have to say something about the COVID-19 situation. This is my end of the second week working from home. I suppose I'm kind of lucky that I can work from home on a laptop. Actually quite hard to keep myself in the frame while we're walking. I'm trying to look at the path and look at you guys as well, and try not to fall over all of the trees, rocks and twigs and things that's on the path. Oh yeah, the current COVID-19. Well, I'm sad to say we're running at about 700 deaths per day here in the UK. We're a bit better than some countries, we're a bit worse than others. We're sort of middle ground. Let me change hands. It's surprising, you holding your arm up like that all the time, how hard it actually is. I do have a selfie stick, but I didn't bring it because I thought, oh no, what I do is I can switch between the front camera and the rear camera, but apparently you can't on this phone. You only get that option when you first press the record button. So I may switch to the rear camera later on to get some close-ups of the plants that we have around here. Very much a Jurassic type of plants you get around here. Loads of ferns and mosses. And there's some parts where, you know, a dinosaur wouldn't be out of place where there's so many ferns. Actually, the supermarket situation is getting a lot better. We can buy toilet rolls again. So all the people that stockpiled them, you really didn't have to. We have enough toilet rolls to last. So that's one of the banks coming into the quarry. It's actually quite high, and you've got the same on that side. And silence, which is one of the reasons I come down here, is for people that know me, I have suffered with depression all of my adult life. And just getting away for an hour into the woods, it really does help. Just away from all the hustle and bustle and turmoil of day-to-day life. And I'm sure wherever you guys are, there's going to be somewhere you can walk to. Yeah. We'll come to a, I think I can get through there. Yes, without too much trouble. Wherever you guys are, I'm sure there's somewhere you can go for half an hour's break to get away from it all. And of course, self-distancing now. Now I've got to keep 2 meters away from everyone. Well, I think here I'm about 2 kilometers away from anyone. But even in the height of summer, not many people come down here. This track that I'm on, I'll see if I can get it in shot. I'm sure it's an animal track. It's, I don't know, badgers or deer, or there's no boot marks on it, and there's no animal prints, but something's keeping this track open. So I thought what we'd do, have a walk through the woods, talk a load of bullshit, and I will try and find one of our local springs. And you can actually see the water bubbling up from the ground. Harvey loves it. It's somewhere we can get a fresh drink if it's the middle of summer and it's really hot, and I don't have to carry water for him. And I've got to admit, yeah, I've taken the odd drink out of it myself. I guess you can't get much fresher than the water that is literally bubbling up from the rock. There's not a cloud in the sky today. It's quite warm as well. So around about 15, 16 degrees, which now I know for some of you guys that's actually cold, but here in the UK that's pretty much a summer's day. Now I think there is a spring over there, and we should be able to get a good shot of the spring head. Oh, look at that, old tyres and bottles all the way down here. Humans can be one of the best. They can be either really good or really bad. I can hear water bubbling, so we're not far from it. You're never far from water around where I live anyway. Yeah, the ground's definitely getting a bit stodgy. Here we go. See if I can get down here. Hopefully I've got a nice shot. And look, the water is just bubbling from the rock. There's Harvey doing his he's doing his exploring. Yeah. So, the start of a little river, and there will be more. It's really getting a bit foggy around here now. He doesn't care, he goes for a swim. So here we have two more spring head, actually three. Got one there, I'm hope I'm getting this because I'm videoing blind, and one over in the corner. So, so you're not going to get any water any fresher than that. Oh, there we go. I'm not sure if you can see, but it is I wonder if I can get round to that. I can actually see water gushing from a hole in the rock. If you hear a splash, no, I'm gonna try and get in from the other way. I have got my Wellingtons on, so as long as I don't go too deep, we'll be fine. There we go. Actually, that looks like a pipe. And, oh, what have we got here? A shed. Some, concrete something. Oh. If anyone knows what this is, please leave a note in the comments. Don't know, a well head? Don't know, but there's a collapsed wooden shed there. And hang on, what am I on? Oh, okay, I think this explains it. It's a capped wellhead, a capped spring head. A metal plate with an outlet pipe. Oh, so that's what that is. Oh. Quite a high flow rate coming out of that spring, and then it feeds down into this marshland. Another one here. And it's coming from up there somewhere. Yeah, the ground is really stodgy. I walked up on some branches. That's it. You can literally just see water running everywhere. It's coming from up there, feeding down, going into these ponds. Then they join up to make bigger rivers, well, bigger river. But over the back, not sure if you can see where I'm pointing to, over there, we do have a big river over there. But Harvey can always get a drink here, and I think I've said so do I. And I'm still here, so the water's not that contaminated bad. I actually don't think you're going to get much cleaner than that. What's that up there? Can I get up there? Well, I can get up there, but can I get up there one-handed? Now there's holes in the bank. Yeah, I can hear water running underneath this. Dog wants to get in the video. So yeah. Loads of natural springs. Whoop. Oh. Well, welcome back. Oh, I'm so out of shape. Just climbed from the bottom of the quarry to the top bank. As this is a bit higher, it gets more of the sun, so hopefully there'll be a few more flowers out. So down there is where we've came from. I'm not sure if it's coming out how steep this actually is, but if you could see how steep this is, you'll know why I'm puffing. and loads of little white flowers. I think they're wood anemones. Anemones. Got some early bluebells, and that's those white flowers. So yeah. Oh, and some yellow flowers. Focus. No, I think that's the best this phone can do. So, white, blue and yellow flowers. Here, I think these are common spotted orchids. And there's no flower yet. I can see there's some that's got a... Oh, hang on, there's one. If I can get out of the sunlight. Yeah, so just started to flower. So, bluebells, some yellow flower, wood anemones and orchids. And I have turned the metadata off for this video, so it's not actually recording where I am. On previous videos I have the GPS tracker going. Not on this one, because there are people that go and collect orchids, and I don't know if they're a collectible or not, but I'd rather not advertise where I am. There we go, rock outcrop. That's what this entire quarry was for. Local sandstone, which most of the older houses in the village are made of. Just a carpet of white and blue. One of the best times of the year. Oh, and I think that broadleaf plant is wild garlic. Don't quote me on that. I'm not an expert. Well, you know I'm not an expert. Just a guy taking a walk in the woods with his dog. And there's some other spotted leaf something. Oh, another orchid. They're all the same type. It's got spotted leaves, so I'm going to call it a spotted leaf orchid. And there's loads of them, so it's very common. So that's a common spotted leaf orchid. Okay. Oh. Right, back to the man cave. Well, that was an enjoyable walk. Right, final review on the Dragon Action Cam. I can't say that I would recommend it. I've had so much trouble recording audio. As you can see, I'm using an external mic. So I've got a whiteboard up. I will show you the problems I've had with the amplifier. So if anyone's interested in electronics, hopefully it's going to be of some use to you. And if anyone's got one of these cameras, don't try it. Okay, so hopefully you can see this. For those of you who know electronics, this is the diagram of an op amp. And what I have done is I have put, this isn't coming out very well, I've put a resistor there and a capacitor over there. So a little bit of the output is fed back into the input and it damps down the amplifier. Now I've tried various values for the resistor and I'm now running on a 10 ohm resistor. Last week I had a 100 ohm. I'm now running on a 10 ohm. So we shall see what the resulting audio is from this week. I'll just draw some, so that's out, that's ground, that's plus VCC, that comes down to ground, and that's in. So the idea is you put a little signal in and you get a bigger signal out. This feedback circuit limits the output. And I'll say, oh, I'll put that I've got a 0.1 microfarad capacitor. So that's my op amp circuit. Only when I've done this video and edited it and uploaded to YouTube will I find out if that is the correct, the right values and everything works. So right, let's go to the garage and we'll have a look at some chain maintenance. I'll see you out there. Well, hello guys, we're in the garage. This is going to be a quick video on chain maintenance. Now, as you know, your chain is the only means of transferring drive from the engine to the back wheel, and it's open to the elements and it gets all cruddy and horrible. So I'm no expert, but this is the way I clean and maintain my chain. Now I have seen other videos where they say, oh, start your engine and put it in first gear so your back wheel's rotating. Please don't do that. This can be one of the most dangerous things you do on your motorbike apart from ride it, and I'll tell you why. If you get your finger caught in there, you can't reach the stop button, which is right up there on the handlebars, so your finger's going to get dragged round until it meets that and cut off, or until it meets the chain guard and then it's going to get cut off. So any maintenance on the chain, unless you're using one of those spray lubes that you can maintain a safe distance, don't have the engine running. So I use this, which is heavy gear oil 80W90, cheap as chips. I don't use the spray. I found this to be more than adequate, and all I do is I coat all of the chain with heavy gear oil. Oh, it's a good time to check your split link. Make sure it's the right way round. The U goes down, not up. So it goes up and it catches a stone, it can flick it off. So I'm not saturating the chain. I'm just lubing the middle and the outside. And I think this is what Honda actually recommend for the CBF 125, is the use of a heavy gear oil. I've never been a fan of the waxes and the sprays, mainly because they're so expensive. I think this was £3 for a litre, and you use so little, it will last you for years. So how often do you, or how often do I, lube the chain? Well, I do it once a week, normally on a Friday, after I've been riding the bike all week, so after 5 days of use, or if it's been raining. If it's been raining, then I do it every day. I have got, I've got a tin of Hammerite Smooth Black. Because we're off the road for so long, I thought I'm going to take this rear swing hanger off, strip down the back of the bike, and give it a paint. We here in the UK, they put salt on the roads during the winter to melt the ice and the snow, which we haven't really had this year, but they've still put salt down, and the frames got sprayed with salt, and I had a slight oil leak on the what do you call it, the rocker case cover. So I have got some oil sprayed over the engine. So normally I'd ride it and it would just burn off, and it'd get washed off with its weekly power wash. But because I'm not riding it, I thought it'd give me something to do. Strip the back down, and that's it. I will leave it overnight for it to soak in, and then tomorrow I'll just give it a wipe off with a cloth. This is just a food container, what you get from the takeaway. I've hardly used any, but like I say, I'm no expert, but that is how I maintain my chain. While I'm out here, I will check there's a bit of movement now. Maybe it needs just winding to take some of that slack off of it, but I do tend to ride with quite a slack chain. Right, I'll say it again because it's so important. Don't have the engine running and put it in first gear, or this is on drive all the time. If you get your finger in there, you're going to get to there and it's going to cut your finger off. So yes, it may take another couple of minutes because you're turning the wheel by hand, but you can turn it both ways. If your finger does get caught, It's going to hurt like hell, but you can just spin the wheel back and get your finger out. So right, hope you found this a little bit interesting. We will say back to the man cave. Well, I hope you found that interesting. A little bit of motorcycle maintenance. Maybe I'll start a little series up on oil changes, lubing the chain, air filter, general maintenance that I do to the bike. One thing I did get asked was about these little alcohol stoves, and are they any good for cooking? Well, I think we need to define what you're going to cook when you're out motorcycle camping. These will boil water, so great for making tea, coffee, cocoa. They will heat up a can of soup. They will heat up a frying pan to fry. So it all depends on what food you intend to cook. I have seen some really nice camping stoves, double ring, grill, small oven, and people only boil water on it for a cup of tea. Waste of money. This is free. You've seen how I've made it. Think about what you're going to cook when you're out camping. You're going to have to buy the ingredients, so a little bit of thought about what you're going to cook, and that will tell you what stove you need. And for a motorcycle, I can fit that anywhere. That and the I call it alcohol stove. I run it on methylated spirits, which is a type of alcohol. So think what you're going to cook. Don't go out and spend 50, 60, £100 on a camping stove only to find out you're only ever going to boil a kettle of water on it to make tea. Well, talking about stoves, I have given some thought about converting this to a wood burning stove. There's a couple of videos on YouTube on how they do it. Basically make these sides longer, put a platform up here, and then you feed wood from the side. Well, I have got one, and I've got loads of tins kicking around, so I don't know. I should have a look and a think about that one. I'm not saying these are a bad stove, but I use these hexamine tablets. But each tablet's only got, I think I said, a 6 to 8 minute burn time, and that's not enough to boil a mug of water. Where this thing, the burn time is dependent on how much fuel you put in it. But one thing I will say, you can't add fuel to this once it's running. It gets really hot, and if you do, you'll get a flashback to the bottle and poof, big fire. So since we're in and we can't go out, I would suggest making one of these. I'm sure we've got an old lager can somewhere, and just have a play with burn times, and I don't know, boil some water on it. Right, I think I'll bring this week's video to a close. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give me a big thumbs up, click the subscribe button and the little bell beside it, and you'll get notified of my next video. Stay safe guys and stay well. Mike signing off. Bye.